Okay, so I'm going to teach you exact movements, all right? Because you're going to need to understand the basics and the simples before you understand the complex. Not everybody can kick that high, so you have to know where you can kick. So if this is as high as you can kick, hope you guys can see my whole body. If that's as high as you can kick, then you're going to need to work with that. If this is as high as you can kick, you're going to need to work with that versus the high shit, all right? So first and foremost, your blocks. You know, boom, boom, for Thai fighting or American kickboxing, regular boxing, martial arts, boom, boom, boom. Kempo, this is also a strike, boom, boom. You know, that's for someone throwing a punch or jab this way. It is not for someone throwing a haymaker. Your best bet for a haymaker is get the fuck out the way. All right? Do not stand there. You are not Vegeta. Do not try to absorb a haymaker. Do not try to absorb any punch if you can help it. Some punches are going to connect, period. And I'm going to be honest with you because no one else is. You will not know how tough you are until you get hit. If you go to sleep, you've gone to sleep. If you can take it and keep going, you're learning how tough you are. And the reason why I say that is because 9 times out of 10, when you get into a martial arts school, oh yeah, I forgot. Those blocks are specific and only work in a dojo. Understand that I said they only work in a dojo. I bullshit you not. This shit here, it's only gonna work in a dojo. It may work in a choreographed fight. So if it's a fight scene, yeah, it's gonna work because it's supposed to work. In real life, people don't come at you exceptionally slow. Alright? When people come at you in full rage mode with adrenaline pumping and all types of things going through their mind at one time, this shit, you want to stick with straight boxing, you know, or straight Thai fighting blocks, where you can incorporate your elbows, your forearms, and your fists. Same thing with Kempo, boom, you know, you want to be able to turn your block into a strike, bow, you know. Same thing with Wing Chun, you know, you want to be able to do that, because if you're sticking with, you're going to get hurt. Now, I know you guys are thinking, why'd you go through all that when you're supposed to be telling us about this pole? Because my back's against the pole. You're at me. I can't move because one of your hands holding me. Boom, boom. I can block all day like this, depending on what punch you're throwing. If you're coming down with a hammer fist, this is going to work. If you're coming at me with a haymaker, this is not going to work. This is going to work. But if you're holding me and I still got a free hand, and if I'm not scared and I stop panicking, I can break your arm, or I can break the hold at least, as I tag you while you're tagging me. So it would look, you know, okay? Now everybody's like, that's bullshit, that's bullshit. Get jerked up once or twice and see, once you can stay calm, what's going through your mind is this motherfucker's about to fuck me up. I have to do something before something is done to me. You know, I'm hitting and blocking at the same time. He's got me by the jacket. He's lifted me up. I have to break this hole around me before he throws that punch. All this shit is going to happen in a split to nanosecond. It's not going to be like in the movies where, no, that shit's not happening. So it's going to be real. It's going to be, yeah, you're going to need to be able to do that shit. Because if you don't, you're going to sleep. Or you're going to be at the mercy of a beating that you don't want. Now, for those who are going to get on me, have you ever had the pole technique? I know you haven't because not too many people teach it, if anybody has taught it at all. Okay? So, I'm going to tell you, you get back, you're slammed against the wall, guy's holding you, you're going to need to get the hell away from him. And he's about to punch you. You don't have a whole lot of options when somebody's holding you. You need to get that hand that's holding you off. That's the immediate threat. The punch may seem like the immediate threat, but it's not. The immediate threat is his hand is on you. He's got you jacked up against this pole. So, he's going to punch you if you're stupid enough to stand there and let that shit happen. Alright? So, you can block it, or you can block it, because those blocks, this block will work better than this block, because if he's coming down with a hammer fist, okay, that one might work. He's throwing a jab. So you want a boxing block or a karate out block, because you got nowhere to go. But as you are blocking, you want to hit the hand that's holding you. Because if he's holding you, he's not allowing you to move, which looks more like this, so that you can see me from the side. He's holding you, boom, boom, boom. If you're gonna stand there and eat all that shit, I'm sorry, you kind of deserve that shit. I can't really see myself, so I have to keep doing that. But if you're getting hit, he's holding you, and you're eating hits, you should either be unconscious or fighting back. If you're fighting back, it's not gonna be like you're just standing there doing this, all right? You're going to be doing some kind of blocking motion and some kind of hitting motion on his hand because you want that shit to stop. You don't want to be taking an ass whipping when you don't have to. I'm sorry if I offend anybody with this shit, but I'm going to teach you real shit. I'm not going to teach you some shit that, oh, well, I seen this in a movie. No, because movie shit can be used if the situation allows it. 9 times out of 10, the situation is not going to allow it because no one's coming at you hyper slow. They're coming at you at full speed. And you're going to need to be able to understand that you are going to get hit. Period. In a fight, you are going to get hit. And if he's already jerked you up and holding you and he's hitting you, it's already too late to worry about what's going to work and what's not going to work. It's too fucking late. The fight's already engaged. And if you're not a good fighter, you are about to get your ass handed to you because you laughed at this shit. Alright? This hand is holding you. That's the most immediate danger because it's not allowing you to get the fuck away. This hand you're blocking. Okay. So you're blocking. That's good. But you may have to take one to get free. Alright? Now in that event, if you're going to take it, then you take his pinky or his middle finger. Not this finger because that's a ring finger. But you take his pinky or his middle finger because those are your grip fingers, your thumb, your middle finger, and your pinky. And you bend that bitch back. Yeah, you're taking a hit, but you bend that bitch back until you can't. He'll stop. Pain and compliance does work. He will stop. If he doesn't stop, then you keep pulling until you get all of his fingers off you. Providing that you can stay conscious while he's bashing the fuck out your shit. Which is another reason why I said you're going to block with this hand, and your free hand's going to be hitting him in this area. You know, inside that instep, you know, because he has this lock. So unless he's got like a straight arm hold on you, which is like this, if he's like this, you're going to be hitting him in the instep. Or let me put it this way. He's got you, and he's like this, you're going to be hitting him there. If he's like this, you're going to rotate and try to hit him up here instead of over here. Because you're going to try to break it down so that once he gets in, you can push him off. So you pushed him off, and then you got him off. You're still recovering. Get between this pole. So he's still coming, and you're groggy. Boom! Again, if you can't kick that high. Boom! Knee, waist, thigh. You know, and shin. Waist, knee, shin. Waist, thigh, knee, shin. Remember those for those who cannot get one up there high enough or fast enough. You still have a chance of winning this fight. You just can't give up. Now, your mind and your body don't always work that way. I understand that shit, because sometimes you sleep on your feet. Sometimes you sleep on your feet. You can be groggy, just like in wrestling. You can be groggy and be fucked up. And the problem with that is, that's reality. You know, especially if you've never been in a fucking fight before. If you've never had your bell rocked, trust me, it is not a fun thing to have your bell rocked. You know, and when it's rocked, you better have your shit together. You better be able to pop back into reality or you're going to sleep. And you don't want that. Because then you're at their mercy while you're unconscious and you don't know what the fuck that person's going to do to you while you're unconscious. And with all the people gathering around to see who's getting their ass whooped, it's not going to make a fuck that he's beating the bloody shit out of you and no one's trying to stop it. I.e. the pole technique. This technique allows you to be able to defend yourself. Now, I just taught you that if he's holding you, whether it's a straight arm or a bent arm, that you're going for the arm that's holding you because that's the most dangerous threat. You may not think that because the guy is raining down punches on you, but you can protect that. And while you're protecting that, you can be hitting on the hand that's holding you. Now, what I left off of, if he's holding you and he's only using his hand, you still have your legs. You still have your legs. So while you're protecting, kick this fucker in his shin. Kick him in his nuts. Kick him somewhere. You know, but don't just stand there and let them commence to pomble the fuck out you. That's not cool. Now, another thing, once you get free, you want to keep this pole between you and him at all times. Just keep dancing until you get to recovery strength so where you can effectively defend yourself. Now, if you want to tease him, I don't recommend it, but you can, but, understand that pissing an opponent off only works on some opponents. Some people will flourish when they're mad. I'm one of them people. I'm almost exactly like the living version of the Hulk. The madder I get, the better I get. So I'm not one of those guys that you want to piss off. So unless you don't knock me the fuck out, you're going to have 120 pounds of problem. Okay? So I'm only 5'3" also. So you're going to have 5'3", 120 pounds of fucking problem. And that's a big fucking problem because I'm also that guy, no matter how many times you knock me down, I'm going to get the fuck back up. Just because you think that I can't. Alright? I'm going to be like fucking Jason. You're going to stab me, you're going to drop me down, and I'm going to get right the fuck back up. I'm going to bleed out, but I'm going to get the fuck back up. Because I'm just that damn fucking crazy. Okay? But at that same time, mistakes to be made. You don't want to sidestep and kick the pole trying to kick your opponent. That's a big fat no-no. You don't want to sidestep and try to punch and wind up punching the pole. Your job is to keep the pole between you and him. Your job is not to fight the pole. Your job is to let the pole do most of the fighting for you. So if he throws a left jab, boom, low kick or high kick, or mid-range, it's on you. If he's on the right and he's throwing a right jab or a right cross, boom, you want to step to your right because his right's going to be on your left. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to know what works for you by your range. Now, ladies, I'm going to say this respectfully. If you happen to be wearing a dress with underwear, hopefully, don't be worried about showing him your goodies because this is about him keeping from getting your goodies. So you're just going to have to do what you got to do, And the best thing that you can do, you may have to hike your skirt up just a touch so that you can actually maneuver your feet. But once you get him between this pole, you don't have too much more to worry about other than keeping him between this pole. Start screaming fire. Do not scream help. Do not scream rape. Scream fire. People pay more attention to when you scream fire versus when you scream for help or when you scream for rape. Also, depending on your location and what city you're in, you know how your city works. So, if you have a city where people scream all the fucking time and eventually no one pays attention to that shit, then screaming is not your fucking option. And if it is your option, do not scream for help. Always scream fire. Always carry something like this with you so that you can start a fire or set somebody's ass on fire if necessary. I'm going to teach you something that I probably shouldn't teach you, but I'm going to teach you anyway. You can hurt someone with your driver's license by going across their neck. It's all about angle and precision. And now there's going to be like a fuck ton of people saying I'm full of shit, but a paper cut is a very dangerous cut. And if you can cut somebody with a paper cut or a card, you can cut somebody with your license. Don't think that you can't. Now with your wallet on the other hand, not so much, but you can at least jab it into their throat. You want to hit them somewhere where they can't really recover. So as I end this video, I'm only going to tell you this. I specifically tell you about the 3 kill zone policy. Your throat, your sternum, and this shit right here. This shit right here is bullshit. So don't go for the kung fu myth of smashing in their fucking skull. Don't go for that. You only want to go for the throat or the sternum because those are more effective. Getting hit in the sternum cuts off the air. Getting hit in the throat cuts off the air. And no matter how big the sumbitch is, the bigger you are, don't mean shit if you can't breathe. So when you're using this pole technique, you're set targets. Boom, bam, You have to be able to use what you know. So we're going to make another video about other aspects of utilization with this pole, using knees and elbows. Okay? And that'll be the final video.